Welcome to the Vita Mahjong Podcast series. In this first episode, we explore the origins of Mahjong, a game that began in China and grew into a worldwide cultural treasure. As you watch the tiles match on screen, let the rhythm of the game and the flow of history bring you calm and curiosity. Mahjong's roots go back to the 19th century in China. It wasn't just a pastime, but part of daily life in tea houses, family gatherings, and festivals. Imagine wooden tables, cups of tea, and the sound of tiles clicking together while friends laughed, told stories, and competed for fun. The word mahjong itself translates roughly to sparrow. Some say this name came from the sound of tiles being shuffled, resembling the flutter of sparrows. Others believe it reflected how quickly the tiles were played, reminding people of lively birds hopping from branch to branch. Early mahjong wasn't uniform. Different regions had their own slight variations. A set in one city might have unique markings, while another region might add or remove certain tiles. What remained constant was the mix of luck and strategy, and the joy of gathering to play. The tiles were not just tools for the game. They carried cultural symbolism. Bamboo tiles symbolized growth and renewal. Circle tiles represented harmony and unity. Dragon tiles stood for fortune and power. Winds symbolized balance and direction in life. Imagine yourself in a 19th century Chinese tea house. The air smells of fresh leaves. The tables are crowded with players, and every shuffle of tiles carries excitement. Mahjong wasn't rushed. It was an activity to savor, a way to connect people over stories and strategy. The atmosphere around the game mattered as much as the tiles. It was never only about winning. It was about sharing moments, laughing at mistakes, and celebrating clever plays. This cultural depth is why Mahjong still feels rich today, even in digital versions. Many believe Mahjong evolved from earlier Chinese card games, possibly from the Ming Dynasty. These older games involved suits and sets, which inspired the structure of Mahjong tiles. The transition from paper to carved tiles gave the game a more lasting and tactile form. Tile making itself became an art. Some sets were carved from bamboo and bone, while wealthier families commissioned sets from ivory. Craftsmen spent weeks carefully etching characters, circles, and symbols onto each tile, turning them into works of art. As mahjong spread, it began to reflect status and pride. Owning a beautifully carved mahjong set wasn't only about playing, it was a way to show taste, tradition, and wealth. Families often passed sets down across generations as treasured heirlooms. By the late 19th century, Mahjong had spread across provinces in China. Wherever it traveled, it adapted slightly to local traditions, but the essence remained. Families played at home, strangers bonded in tea houses, and Mahjong became a unifying cultural pastime. Pause for a moment and let your eyes follow the tiles on screen. Notice how the patterns repeat. The rhythm is simple, but soothing. This rhythm is part of why Mahjong lasted so long. It engages both mind and heart, without overwhelming either. Culturally, Mahjong became tied to luck and fortune. People played during the Lunar New Year as a way of inviting prosperity. Winning wasn't just about skill. It was seen as a symbol of good fortune for the year ahead. Mahjong was never just a distraction. For many, it was a teaching tool. Younger players learned patience, observation, and decision-making from elders. Parents believed it sharpened memory and kept minds agile, especially in old age. Think of it this way. Mahjong was both entertainment and education. In every game, you practiced strategy, trained your memory, and learned about timing. These same benefits are why modern puzzle players enjoy Vita Mahjong today. The pace of Mahjong was part of its charm. Unlike fast games, Mahjong could unfold slowly. A single round might last an hour, filled with laughter, pauses, and conversation. This relaxed pace carried through the centuries into the digital calm of Vita Mahjong. Take a slow breath as you watch. Notice the matching tiles, the steady rhythm. This isn't just gameplay, it's a continuation of a tradition that began almost 2 centuries ago in the heart of China. By the early 20th century, Mahjong's journey was only beginning. It had spread across China, captured the hearts of millions, and was ready to travel beyond borders. In our next section, we'll look at how Mahjong first reached new countries. But before we move forward, reflect on this. A simple set of tiles carved from bamboo and bone managed to connect families, strangers, and entire cultures. That's the true magic of Mahjong. Its ability to bring people together through patterns and play. Some players even treat Vita Mahjong like a morning ritual. Coffee in one hand, phone in the other. They let the tiles guide their focus. It's not about rushing, it's about grounding yourself before the day takes over. Others prefer playing late at night, The soft colors, dark calm patterns, and gentle flow of the game become the last thing they see before drifting off to sleep. It's like a lullaby, but made of tiles. This adaptability is what makes Vita Mahjong stand out. It doesn't demand hours. It fits into your life, whether that's a stolen 5 minutes at work or a 30-minute session on the weekend. And here's something fascinating. The act of clearing tiles one by one mimics the brain's reward system. Each move, each match, releases a little satisfaction. Small wins, stacked together, create calm focus. Compare that to more chaotic games, filled with flashing lights, countdown timers, and pressure. Vita Mahjong removes the chaos. It says, relax, breathe, and enjoy the flow. In many ways, this is what makes Vita Mahjong more than a puzzle. It's a lifestyle tool. A small daily practice that trains patience, observation, and mindfulness without even calling it that. Some psychologists might call this micro-meditation. You don't sit on a cushion or close your eyes. You just match tiles. But the effect, calmness and clarity, feels very similar. The design also matters. The smooth backgrounds, soothing tones, and lack of clutter all contribute. There are no sharp distractions, only the simple elegance of tiles waiting to be matched. Players often describe the experience as both calming and stimulating. Calming because of the rhythm, stimulating because it engages memory, pattern recognition, and focus. A rare balance. And let's not forget accessibility. Vita Mahjong is easy to learn, even for complete beginners. No need to know traditional Mahjong rules. Just open, tap, match, and relax. This ease of entry makes it universal. Grandparents play it, teenagers play it, busy professionals play it. The beauty lies in its simplicity. Simple, but not shallow. Because once you dive in, the patterns and tile arrangements can be surprisingly complex. That complexity keeps the brain sharp, while the environment keeps the heart calm. Think of it as brain exercise without the sweat. Mental yoga, a way of stretching the mind gently while keeping the body at ease. Another point worth noting: repetition. Each level has similar mechanics, but the layouts are always fresh. That mix of familiarity and novelty is key for relaxation. Humans thrive on that balance: enough predictability to feel safe, enough variation to stay engaged. Vita Mahjong nails that formula. So when we talk about why Vita Mahjong is so addictive, it's not an accident. It's psychology, design, and culture all woven together. And speaking of culture, even though Vita Mahjong is digital, it carries echoes of its long history. Every tile you tap is part of a tradition that stretches back centuries. That's why some players feel it's more than just a game. It's a quiet link to something ancient, a reminder that humans have always sought both challenge and calm in play. Whether you call it relaxation, meditation, or just fun, the result is the same. Less stress, more focus. A softer way of moving through your day. And this, truly, is the essence of Vita Mahjong. A game, yes, but also a tool. A reminder. A daily practice of calmness delivered through tiles. Now, let's step back for a moment. Why do games like this even matter? Because in our noisy, overstimulated world, small quiet practices are essential. Vita Mahjong offers one. You don't need special equipment. You don't need lessons. You just need a few minutes and the willingness to slow down. That accessibility is part of its hidden power. Many players report feeling refreshed after just one level. It's not just passing time, it's resetting the brain, like hitting a mental refresh button. This is especially important in an age where our attention is constantly pulled in every direction. Vita Mahjong gently trains focus without feeling like work. And here's the secret. Focus builds calm. When your mind locks onto the tiles, distractions fade. You're no longer juggling thoughts, you're present. Right here, right now. That presence is rare. Most of us live in the past or the future, regretting yesterday or worrying about tomorrow. Vita Mahjong, in its quiet way, pulls us into the present. That's why some call it digital mindfulness. The game doesn't preach. It doesn't instruct, it simply gives you space to notice the now. And yet, it's fun. That's the genius of it. It hides mindfulness in play, like sneaking vegetables into dessert. You don't even realize you're doing something healthy. There's also a social layer here. Even though it's mostly a solo experience, players love to share their progress online, compare levels, or just talk about how relaxing it feels. This creates a kind of quiet community, a shared language of tiles and relaxation, where people connect not through competition, but through calm. Imagine that an online space, not built on noise or arguments, but on shared appreciation of peace. Vita Mahjong encourages exactly that. And because the levels vary, no two players have the exact same journey. Each puzzle feels personal. Your path through the game is yours alone. This makes every session unique. Even if you play daily, the patterns are never quite the same. There's always a new arrangement to discover. That freshness keeps boredom away. It ensures the game remains both soothing and surprising, no matter how long you've been playing. Another beauty of Vita Mahjong is its lack of punishment. There are no harsh game over screens, no intense penalties. Mistakes are just part of the flow. This takes away pressure. Instead of frustration, you get patience. Instead of stress, you get persistence. The game teaches these without a single lecture. And patience is a skill we all need more of. In traffic, in work, in relationships. A simple puzzle game can quietly build that muscle. That's why many players treat Vita Mahjong not as escape, but as training. Mental training for a calmer, more focused life. It's fascinating how such a small, simple app can ripple outward into real life. Calm on the screen becomes calm in the mind. Calm in the mind becomes calm in the world. And that, in many ways, is the gift of Vita Mahjong. A small game, a quiet practice, but with surprisingly deep impact on how we live. As we near the end of this episode, take a moment to notice the tiles. Each one is a small story, a pattern, a rhythm. Let your eyes follow them slowly, absorbing the calm they offer. Mahjong's appeal isn't flashy. It doesn't shout. Instead, it whispers, inviting you to focus, to notice, to breathe. And that gentle whisper is powerful. Every time you clear a match, your brain registers a tiny success. No pressure, no scoreboard, just quiet achievement. That's the kind of satisfaction that lasts. It's also a meditative practice. By paying attention to the details, the tiles, the patterns, the flow, you train awareness. Your mind settles, and small anxieties drift away. Think of it as a digital Zen garden. Instead of raking sand, you match tiles. Instead of counting pebbles, you notice colors, shapes, and sequences. The effect is similar, calm, focus, and yet, there's engagement. The brain is active, recognizing patterns, planning moves, predicting outcomes. Relaxation doesn't mean passivity. It's focused calm. This dual effect is rare. Most activities are either mindless or stressful. Vita Mahjong balances both. Active thought and gentle tranquility. That's why players often report feeling lighter after a session. Not just entertained, but mentally refreshed and centered. Even a few minutes can reset your day. It's like pressing pause, letting tension fall away, and returning to the world with clarity. Digital gaming rarely achieves this. Most apps chase attention, notifications, or fast rewards. Vita Mahjong invites patience, not urgence. Its design encourages lingering. There's no rush. You can sit with one level as long as you like, noticing subtle details, enjoying the flow. That flow is key. Psychologists call it the zone-focused immersion, without stress. Vita Mahjong creates this naturally, without needing complicated instructions. Even beginners can experience it. You don't need years of practice. Just start, match tiles, and let the calm arrive. This accessibility ensures the game remains welcoming. Everyone, from young players to seniors, can find comfort and engagement. Another interesting point, even the digital sounds matter. Soft clicks, gentle chimes, and ambient music reinforce the relaxation effect. It's a complete sensory experience, visual, auditory, and cognitive, all working together to create calm focus. This combination explains why Vita Mahjong is more than a puzzle game. It's a modern meditation practice, disguised as fun, and it connects back to tradition. Even in this digital form, the game echoes centuries of Mahjong culture, social connection, and careful craftsmanship. By playing, we participate in a long story. Every tile we clear links us to players who sat in tea houses hundreds of years ago, sharing laughter, strategy, and calm. And so, as we conclude this first episode, remember the essence of Vita Mahjong: a game, a practice, a cultural journey. Sit back, enjoy the tiles, and carry this calm into your day. Now, let's explore Mahjong's role in daily life in 19th century China. Families often gathered in the evenings to play, not just for entertainment, but to bond. The tiles were more than game pieces. They were a shared language, a rhythm connecting generations. Children observed elders, learning patience, strategy, and attention to detail. Mistakes weren't punished. They were teaching moments. Every move carried lessons in thinking ahead and respecting others around the table. Tea houses were another key venue. Patrons would come for conversation and for games, mingling strangers and friends alike. The gentle clicking of tiles formed a background soundtrack to lively chatter and storytelling. Mahjong became part of celebrations, too. During the Lunar New Year, extended families played for hours. Winning was sometimes seen as a sign of good fortune for the upcoming year. These moments reinforced both cultural traditions and personal connections. The tactile nature of Mahjong tiles added another layer of engagement. Players loved handling them, the cool weight of bamboo or ivory, the smooth edges, the satisfying click as they matched. This sensory feedback amplified the calming effect. Even in competitive matches, the atmosphere remained social. Laughter, chatter, and gentle teasing created a warm environment. Mahjong taught that skill and patience mattered more than rushing to finish, a philosophy that translates beautifully to digital play. As the game traveled, it began to standardize slightly. Yet, regional differences remained, preserving unique styles of play. This adaptability is part of why Mahjong endured. It could fit any social setting while retaining its essence. By the early 20th century, Mahjong had reached urban centers across China. Clubs formed, small tournaments were held, and social circles grew around the game. These gatherings reinforced the idea that Mahjong was about community, not just competition. Even then, Mahjong was relaxing. The gentle pacing, repetitive patterns, and combination of luck and strategy created mental engagement without stress. Players learned to focus deeply, yet maintain calm and patience. Notice how similar principles apply to Vita Mahjong today. Digital tiles mimic the tactile satisfaction of real ones. Patterns are engaging but not overwhelming, and the pacing encourages relaxation over urgency. The game's structure is simple, yet elegant. By combining repetition, pattern recognition, and gentle challenge, it trains focus while creating a meditative state. Every move is a small success, reinforcing calm and satisfaction. Even outside traditional contexts, the rhythm of play matters. Matching tiles in a steady pace creates a subtle auditory and visual comfort. This rhythm is a direct link to the relaxing qualities that made Mahjong so popular centuries ago. In fact, many modern psychologists note that activities like Mahjong activate similar brain pathways as meditation. Focus, repetition, and gentle challenge all contribute to reduced stress and increased mental clarity. That's why, when we play Vita Mahjong, even alone, we feel connected to a long lineage of players. The game is not just entertainment, it's a practice in mindfulness, memory, and calm engagement. Let's pause and reflect on the tiles on screen. Each click, each match, is a small act of focus. You are practicing patience, attention, and observation, the same skills taught in traditional Mahjong for generations. It's fascinating to see how something so simple, a tile set, can carry so much meaning. From social bonding to meditation to skill training, Mahjong has always served multiple roles at once. This versatility is part of why Vita Mahjong works so well in the digital era. It preserves the cultural essence while creating a tool for relaxation, accessible to anyone with a phone. Even subtle features matter. Soft sound effects, slow animations, and gentle visual design all reinforce calmness. Every design choice echoes the game's history and tradition, while enhancing focus and tranquility. And there's another benefit: mental flexibility. Because levels vary and patterns shift, players constantly adjust strategies. This keeps the mind engaged, sharp, and alert, without ever feeling pressured. So, by combining history, design, and psychology, Vita Mahjong captures the full spirit of traditional Mahjong: thoughtful engagement, gentle challenge, cultural depth, and a serene, immersive experience for modern players. As we continue, consider the calming influence of tile patterns. Each arrangement invites observation. Your eyes follow lines and shapes, your mind engages without strain, and your thoughts settle naturally. This gentle visual meditation has helped players for centuries. Long before digital screens existed, tiles were more than functional, they carried meaning. Bamboo, circles, dragons, and winds each symbolized life, growth, fortune, and balance. Handling these tiles in traditional play taught patience and mindfulness, qualities that modern players still experience through Vita Mahjong's design. Even repetitive movements in the game are relaxing. Picking a tile, examining possible matches, and clearing it creates a rhythm. This repeated action is subtly hypnotic, like waves on a shore. Over time, it soothes the mind while stimulating focus, a rare combination in digital entertainment. Mahjong's social dimension also contributed to its calming effects. Players interacted with family or friends, exchanging laughter and stories. These connections reinforced emotional well-being. Today, even solo play in Vita Mahjong echoes this sense of connection, linking you to centuries of cultural tradition. Another remarkable aspect is adaptability. Each generation modified the rules slightly, adding variations suited to local culture. Vita Mahjong continues this legacy digitally, offering new layouts while preserving the core experience. Familiarity blends with novelty to maintain engagement and relaxation. Consider how the physicality of tiles influenced traditional play. Smooth textures and the audible click when matched provided sensory satisfaction. In Vita Mahjong, soft sound effects and animations recreate this experience, stimulating multiple senses for immersive calmness. The combination of challenge and relaxation is central to Mahjong's appeal. Players use strategy to plan moves while maintaining a tranquil mindset. Vita Mahjong mirrors this balance digitally, training both concentration and mindfulness simultaneously without overwhelming the player. The cultural resonance of Mahjong also adds depth. Each tile is a small story, a piece of centuries-old tradition. Playing becomes a bridge between past and present, connecting you with historical practices, social rituals, and the shared human joy of games and learning. During historical play, elders passed knowledge to younger generations. This subtle mentorship fostered skills in observation, memory, and strategy. Vita Mahjong offers similar cognitive benefits digitally, helping modern players sharpen focus while enjoying a serene experience. Players often describe Vita Mahjong as both meditative and engaging. The mind is active in predicting moves and evaluating outcomes, yet the absence of pressure maintains calm. This duality explains why the game remains satisfying even after long sessions of quiet play. Even the visual design encourages relaxation. Gentle colors, clean layouts, and uncluttered interfaces reduce mental fatigue. Every level is crafted to engage attention without overwhelming it, mirroring the soothing experience of a traditional Mahjong session. Mental rewards reinforce calm engagement. Each tile cleared gives a subtle sense of accomplishment. Unlike stressful games with scores or timers, this slow, measured satisfaction promotes positive emotional states and keeps players returning without pressure. The flow of gameplay fosters the zone, a state where focus and awareness merge. Players are present, attentive, and yet relaxed. This mirrors mindfulness techniques, providing benefits beyond mere entertainment, including stress relief and improved mental clarity. Vita Mahjong also respects pacing. Levels vary in difficulty, yet progress is gradual. Mistakes are part of learning, and there are no harsh penalties. This encourages persistence, reflection, and patience, replicating the mindful practice found in centuries of Mahjong tradition. Even small daily sessions have cumulative effects. Spending a few minutes matching tiles can reset mood, relieve tension, and enhance focus. This gentle rhythm of play is what distinguishes Vita Mahjong from high-intensity games that overstimulate the mind. Players often report enhanced mental flexibility. Adjusting to new layouts and strategies keeps the brain active while maintaining a calming pace. It is both a mental exercise and a meditative experience, a rare balance achieved in few other digital games. The soundscape matters as much as visuals. Soft chimes, gentle clicks, and smooth transitions create an auditory calm, reinforcing the meditative qualities of play. This careful design echoes centuries-old practices of tactile satisfaction with real tiles. Tiles also carry symbolic meaning digitally. Dragon, wind, and circle motifs connect players to historical roots. These subtle reminders link modern gameplay to a long lineage of cultural practice, creating depth and resonance beyond simple puzzles. Even solitary play can feel connected. Observing the patterns, predicting outcomes, and enjoying subtle rewards evokes the social engagement of historical play. Vita Mahjong allows players to experience both mental stimulation and emotional satisfaction alone. In essence, the game balances novelty and familiarity. Each level introduces variation, while retaining recognizable patterns. This mix sustains interest, trains attention, and fosters calmness, replicating the enduring appeal of Mahjong through digital innovation. Traditional Mahjong taught life skills, patience, observation, planning, and social etiquette. Vita Mahjong continues this legacy digitally. Though virtual, the cognitive and emotional benefits remain, providing a quiet space for mental exercise and relaxation. The game's simplicity is deceptive. Beneath calm visuals and easy controls lies strategic depth. Anticipating matches, sequencing moves, and recognizing patterns require focus. Yet the pace ensures this never becomes stressful. Digital play also enhances accessibility. Players of all ages and skill levels can enjoy the game instantly. Unlike historical play, there is no need to memorize complex rules or own a physical set. Vita Mahjong brings centuries of tradition to anyone with a device. The aesthetic design supports calm focus. Background music, gentle animations, and soft color palettes reduce mental fatigue while encouraging sustained engagement. This is critical for relaxation-focused gameplay in a digital medium. Even brief sessions have impact. Clearing a few tiles can provide micro-rewards that refresh mood, enhance concentration, and reinforce patience. Over time, these small moments accumulate into noticeable improvements in mental state. Vita Mahjong also supports mindful observation. Players learn to notice subtle visual cues and anticipate sequences, training attention to detail. This parallels centuries-old practices, where players honed awareness through tactile manipulation. Historical and modern play share another commonality: rhythm. The flow of tiles, timing of moves, and gentle progression through levels create a meditative tempo, encouraging players to remain present and calm throughout their session. Cognitive benefits extend beyond the game. Focus, pattern recognition, and memory exercises translate to daily life. Many players find they handle tasks with more patience and clarity after engaging with Vita Mahjong. Even aesthetic appreciation contributes. Visual and auditory cues, the beauty of tiles, and gentle sound effects enhance emotional well-being. This integration of design and function mirrors traditional Mahjong's tactile satisfaction and visual harmony. The combination of mental exercise, cultural connection, and calming gameplay is rare in digital apps. Vita Mahjong offers a holistic experience, engaging mind, body, and spirit, while retaining the essence of historical Mahjong. Each level is a quiet story. By observing, planning, and clearing tiles, players participate in centuries of tradition. Digital play continues the legacy of mindfulness, skill building, and social connection originally cultivated in tea houses and family gatherings. As we conclude this first episode, take a final moment with the tiles. Let the patterns and rhythms settle your mind. Vita Mahjong is more than a game, it is a bridge between past and present, strategy and relaxation, tradition and modern life. As we conclude this first episode of Vita Mahjong, take a moment to let the calm from the tiles settle in your mind. In the next episode, we'll explore the ancient roots of Mahjong, tracing its journey from early Chinese games to the digital layouts of Vita Mahjong. Discover how history, culture, and tradition shape every tile you match.